Hi there guys, here I am for Hammer Reviews TV. And in this video here today, I'm going to provide to you guys with a video of why I personally feel we need and we want and we deserve a Dracula 2004. For you people, okay, and here's what I wish for. In order to understand Dracula 2000, you need to understand the director Patrick Lussier. I pronounce his last name Lussier, but to me, I think that he's an exceptional director. He directed no bad films that I have seen from him. I haven't seen one film from his, which is White Noise to the Light. But from all I've seen, which was the Prophecy 3, Dracula 2000, Dracula 2, Dracula 3, My Bloody Valentine, and Drive Angry, all I see is some solid fucking movies, and I'm all for him to go and direct more projects. Like, he's apparently gonna reboot the Halloween franchise with Halloween 3D. I don't know where that he tends to have projects that he's slated to do but don't. The two main projects that he's slated to do was Halloween 3D, a Halloween 3D film, which I say he has motherfucking potential to raise that franchise from the death that the Rob Zombie movies have provided that franchise. And I say that he really could have done an excellent job with the Hellraiser reboot. He's full potential, and I hope that he gets to do whatever he wants, because you can tell that he has a passion for what he does. And he does a few gimmicky things with his films, like have 3D, but ultimately I think that he's a quality director, and I want to see more from him. And now he's like, Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director, but I'm saying that he's like if Quentin Tarantino decided to do direct-to-video horror films and remakes and 3D films. We get it in Patrick Lussier. Now, I want him to do whatever he wants to do. He isn't like a few other people like Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi, who are being douchebags. I ain't gonna tell you what they are doing. Being douchebags should have no credibility to say whether or not they have no credibility to say whether they are not allowed to do something. Whether they will or will not to do. It's a final answer. You must do the things that the fans want you to do with those motherfuckers. But I'm gonna get that topic, because I made a promise to myself that if somebody, only reason why I was speaking about that film is if somebody was to send me a Blu-ray copy of said film, which I ain't trying to be mooching. I'm just saying that that's the only way I'll give that film a second chance, is if somebody sends me a Blu-ray copy of that film. And you have to do some research, or private message me and I'll tell you what the film is. But anyways, Patrick Lussier is a great director, and here's how sure he really aggravated me with, he made the best vampire film to me from the last decade, from the 2000 decade, from 2000 to 2010, he made the best film in best vampire film in Dracula 2000. That was the best film. It was well done, well stylized, stylized, and it was just a great film. Great characters, great plot. Everything about that film was just great. It was just great. Then he made Dracula 2 and 3, which was his original intention for what Dracula 2000 was supposed to be, but fortunately, the Dimension Films, aka Harvey Weinstein or Bob Weinstein, said we gotta make it more Scream-like, because they really want to go for the Scream audience. And I'm saying, in this case, the Hollywood interruptions kind of made your film slightly better. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Dracula 2 and 3. I think that they're really entertaining films, really heavily entertaining films. They have great things. They have great things like they have great things like they have great characters, few problematic characters, decent plots, really good vampire mythology. But the problem is that they have a lack of explaining what happened to the characters in Dracula 2000, what happened to the characters in Dracula 2000, and a few inconsistencies with the mythology that they provide in Dracula 2000 to Dracula 2 and 3. So, here's what I feel like. See, in an interview back in 2010, he said that he would like to do Dracula 4 or Dracula 2004, but unfortunately, due to some rights issues, he couldn't do it. So, in my personal opinion, I think that Dracula 2004 is a needed film. See, here's what it should be. What I wish for them to do, and I wish for it to happen. It feels like it needs to happen. There needs to be a Dracula 2004. Okay. Not everything's pointing to it, because Pastor Glacier is also writing Terminator 5, which all I have to say, that's good for him, because I'm also a big fan of the Terminator franchise. I love all those Terminator movies. And I say he would be a great choice to write a Terminator film. He'll be a great choice, because he shows talent throughout everything. See, and he first started off as a editor for a whole bunch of Wes Craven films. Anyways, the thing is that you need to realize. Let's see what Dracula 2000's DVD sales were. Yeah, because we gotta check it, because the only way that Hollywood will listen is if it has box office scores. The production value, and I don't know if this might be a not legitimate site, but the production budget for Dracula 2000 was $28 million, and it made $33 million. And yeah, so they made their budget. They made their budget back. And that's all good and dandy. They made their budget back, and now let's see what Dracula 2's DVD sales. well, there is no Dracula 2 DVD sales. But to me, from my knowledge, I think that the Dracula 2 and 3 made a decent amount of profit, for them to make a Dracula 2004. So, from what I think, from what I feel they aren't really well known direct-to-video sequels, but I feel like they're well known enough to make a decent amount of profit to make a fourth entry. And there's so many openings for Dracula 2004 that it just would be something. It just seems like something that should happen with the openings of the plot and decent returns in budget to make a Dracula 2004. Now, what I would love to see in a Dracula 2004 is they make Dracula 4 something completely different from all the first 3 Dracula films, with traces of the first 3 Dracula films. And just have Mary Van Helsing, Simon from Dracula 2000 pop up and explain what the fuck happened to them. And don't disregard the Luke and the Father Uffizi plot line like you did with Mary Van Helsing and Simon from Dracula 2000 with the Dracula 2 and 3 sequels. Just explain what happened to them. Drop them as the characters in the films, and make Dracula 4 something new, but more in the lines of with Dracula 2000. Make it more Dracula 2000, less Dracula 2 and 3. Yeah, just make it. Have Dracula be. Just have Dracula be like the Antichrist. I don't know. There's plenty of stuff that needs to be explained. In Dracula 4. There's tons of shit that needs to be analyzed. There's tons of shit. It's just so. We just need a Dracula 4. We need to have Father Uffizi. It just seems like I really wish for there to be a Dracula 2004. Give me your thoughts on it. I really am interested in what you think that there should be for a Dracula 2004. Like, just tell me your thoughts, bye.